Hello, everyone. Welcome once again live to A.O.S Group, the channel that talks about everything related to language studies. If you are perhaps wanting to learn the French language, the Spanish language, the German or the Chinese, or if you even want to improve on your English language proficiency. Likewise, we also work with people who are currently preparing for internationally recognized language tests like the IELTS, like the TOEFL, the TEF Canada, or the TCF Canada examination, among others. And if you are currently working on your relocation process to move to countries like Canada, Australia, US, UK, Germany, or France, we assist with that. And today, as you know, we are always scheduled to actually start our live, and today we're going to be taking another very enlightening question which was asked by attendees during the JAPA Canada in 2023 Q&A session. So if you are just joining us, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, like this video, and hit on the notification bell to get updated anytime we drop a content. So that being said, today, the 15th of March 2023, we want to answer a question related to express entry, especially for those who are currently preparing for um, getting into the express entry pool. So this question was actually asked by one of our attendees of the JAPA to Canada in 2023 Q&A session. And he asked, I would actually drop the question on the live chat section of this video so that you'd also be able to follow up with the question. So I hope you can see it on the screen right now. The question that was asked was or perhaps a kind of comment. The person asked that I would love to know the opportunity for skilled workers without IELTS. It was asked by Babatunde Ojebisi from Nigeria. And as I told you earlier, the questions are always extracted from our JAPA to Canada in 2023 webinar Q&As. Now, this question is a very typical question for someone that do not want to take the IELTS, or perhaps have even taken the IELTS and currently perhaps failed the exam, so is looking for a way out. And yes, there is a way out. You can actually get to relocate to Canada without IELTS, even as a skilled worker. And there are a lot of opportunities that you can use to actually do that. As a rule of thumb, I always tell people, if you want to go to Canada without writing IELTS, then at least as you are currently working on it in your home country, forget about anything permanent residency, at least for now. And even any program you see that would advertise permanent residency together with someone that doesn't take IELTS, it is most likely that you would come into what we know as the TR pathway, which is the temporary residency pathway. Most of the programs that do not require IELTS, most of the visas or the permits that do not require IELTS are temporary residency programs. Do you understand? Whether be it the study permit, yes, the study permit, once you want to go to Canada as an international student, you can actually relocate without the use of IELTS, depending on the school. If your school doesn't require you to write IELTS, if it accepts a letter of proficiency of English language, maybe from your university, or it accepts the WAEC certificate to show as your proof of English language, or it accepts even the NECO or even any GCE that you have written, then those schools can actually allow you, you understand, to relocate to Canada without taking the IELTS exam. So the very first way you can use to relocate as a skilled worker, you understand, without the IELTS is the study permit. And the reason why I added the study permit to these amount of opportunities is because, yes, many people, even though they go through international student route, they still have opportunities to work as a skilled worker. Do you understand? In other words, they either get the open work permit or they get the closed work permit together with their study permit. So as a result of that, apart from immigrating as a student, you are also immigrating as a skilled worker. So it's a kind of combination, a two-in-one package. Do you understand? And apart from the study permits that many people know about, we also have the work permits that I talked about earlier. It is not always compulsory for you to be in a college, a university, or a polytechnic before you get the opportunity to work in Canada. You can actually get the opportunity to work in Canada as a worker, as a skilled worker, without necessarily going to school. Do you understand? And how will you do that? Very simple. From your own country, you have to have gotten a job offer. Do you understand? Because without the job offer, you can't apply for work permits. So you have to get a work offer or the job offer from a Canadian employer, and it has to be a valid job offer. And what do we mean by valid job offers? These are jobs that have about 5 different criteria. The first one is that they have to be a permanent job. Do you understand? 2, they have to be a full-time job. 3, they have to be either a job that is what they call it, allowing you, based on the concept of you working either as a contract or a full-time staff. You understand? There are some contract jobs too that also categorize under the valid job offer. They also have to have they also have to be in industries that are recognized. They can't be in an industry that actually supports maybe pornography, or support you understand, massage, or support anything that is erotic. It doesn't work in Canada. They won't accept that as a valid job offer. So they have to be in other industries that are, you understand, that are very much okay parentally. You understand, that do not have anything related to sexuality. So another thing about it is that your valid job offer also has to come with a letter from the or on the letterhead of the Canadian employer. And on the letter, particularly, there are still some things that you must note that would be in that letter. The first thing is that you have to have your job role or your job position in that letter detailedly written there, together with the duties and the responsibilities you are going to do, as take for instance as an accountant when you get to Canada. Do you understand? And it also has to state the amount of money that you would get as a basic salary. Do you understand? And either the amount of money you would get as benefits, or all other things that would stand as benefits for you in that particular job as you are doing it. And mind you, the job offer too also has to have what we call the LMIA. You understand? The Labor Market Impact Assessment Report. The LMIA report is a report that states that yes, there is no Canadian in Canada, or a permanent resident in Canada, that can take up that job. Do you understand? And as a result of that, that is why that Canadian employer is sourcing other people from abroad to actually take up the role in Canada. So the study permit is the first opportunity a skilled worker can use without IELTS. The work permit is another opportunity a skilled worker can use without IELTS to relocate to Canada. And the last but not the least opportunity you can use to relocate without IELTS is the visitor or the tourist visa. And a lot of people are using this right now. Why? Because the Canadian government just actually supported the visitors or the tourists. They kind of helped the tourists to get jobs in Canada as soon as they land as tourists. Do you understand? Because initially, the policy that was on ground stated that if, for instance, you are given a valid job offer while you are in Canada as a tourist, you have to leave the country, you understand, and come back to actually get that job offer and actually apply for work permit. But it doesn't work that way again. While still in Canada right now, if you moved as a tourist or as a visitor, you can actually get a job as a skilled worker without necessarily having IELTS. Do you understand? And still stay back in the country to process your work permit or your job offer under the work permit, either be the open work permit or the employer specific work permit, and start working in Canada. You understand? Thereby shifting your visitor visa or tourist visa to a work permit. And as you know, the visitor visa is always limited for at most 6 months, especially when you extend it. But for the work permit, it can last up to like 1 year or 2 years or more. Do you understand? And even after that, you can now, with your years of experience, maybe for instance, you got years of 1 year at least worth of experience in Canada, you can now use that to apply for your permanent residency. And at that level, you may now need to take IELTS examination. Or if you don't want to take IELTS, if for instance you are a French speaker, you can also shank the IELTS. You can leave it be and just even take the TEF Canada or the TCF Canada examinations. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any further questions, you can also reach out on our website, AOSacademy.com. You can also send us an email on admin@aosacademy.com, or even chat us up on any of the contacts that are on the screen right now, our Nigerian or our Canadian number. So thank you very much once again. I do hope you got to learn something from this video. If you have further questions, please drop it on the live chat section or the comment section of this video. And please do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit on the notification bar to get updated anytime we drop a content, and like and share this video with your friends and with your family. And we do hope you actually get to patronize us once you want to get started with any of your processing. So thank you very